Welcome to the Butcher Ball Black Show. I'm your host, Christian, and this is the Bearscast for week 2, 2025. Bears lose 21-52. It really wasn't that close. I don't know how to handle this one because I don't know how. There's a topic that I wanted to go and do before I did this one, and it had something to do with Justin Fields and Caleb Williams, because after the Monday night game, there was a lot of talk about Justin Fields and his performance against Pittsburgh last week and Caleb's performance against the Vikings, and how there's always been, in regards to Justin Fields and Caleb Williams, there's always been like two camps. There's been the Justin Fields was done wrong by the Bears and Caleb is our guy. We stand with Caleb and Justin Fields sucks. And I'm a Bears fan. So I didn't want Justin Fields to be drafted when he got drafted because I knew that Matt Nagy was going to mess up his career. Matter of fact, the last thing that before I did the hiatus for a season, during Matt Nagy's last season, the last video that I did was Justin Fields draft night. And I didn't like the pick, not because Justin Fields wasn't a good quarterback, but because I didn't really know about him. He really wasn't a quarterback that I watched in college. But I figured because how Matt Nagy was, I'm like, they're going to mess up his career. And I have said on this podcast that I was right. And it looks like, and another reason why I wanted to do a separate thing about Justin Fields and Caleb Williams, and it leans to this game. Ben Johnson got hired by the Bears, right? And we were all excited because Ben Johnson, for the last 2 seasons against Detroit as offense coordinator, was basically running over the NFL, right? And they could have won. They could have made it to the Super Bowl if it wasn't for injuries. So we were all excited. Bears were all excited. We're gonna have an actual. We're gonna have an actual offensive guru. No one liked Eberflus in Chicago. As a coach, I gave him a little bit of a pass, and I'm going to get into that today because the Bears' defense was non-existent. And one thing I could say about Eberflus, that when he actually took over the reins as calling the defense last year, they were competitive defensively. The Bears were competitive defensively. So the thing about Justin Fields was the offensive coordinator when Eric Glenn got hired by the Jets. The offensive coordinator, one of the offensive assistants, went with him, and now he's offense coordinator. And basically, the offense coordinator of the Jets basically designed their offensive scheme around what Justin Fields could do, and Justin Fields actually did a very good job, even though they lost against Aaron Rodgers. He did a very good job of running a similar scheme. I was gonna watch, and I'm probably still gonna watch the Jets game just to see what the differences was. And the idea was, at least nationally, that Dan Campbell picked the wrong guy as offense coordinator because of what happened in Detroit's first game against Green Bay. So, same offensive system. Guys from the same offensive system, defensive coach, an assistant from the same offensive system that the Bears run, is making Justin Fields look better, while the mastermind of said system, Ben Johnson, has Caleb Williams, a person that everyone has said that He is a better prospect than Justin Fields, and he is a 1-of-1, and I have not seen it in 2 games. And Bears are going up against the Cowboys next week, and I don't want to watch that game with people because I'm in Dallas, and I got Dallas fans around me. I got Dallas fans at my job. I got Dallas fans in my family that are down here. I got Dallas fans that are friends, and I don't want to see that game because I was at a bar, and I watched both games while concentrated on the Bears, of course, watched some of the Cowboys because it was the main game. And I watched the end. And offensively, I don't know what Ben Johnson is trying to do with Caleb. That man cannot throw a deep ball to save his ass. Like, he can't. And the scripted plays are good. He starts out good for about 10 plays. And as I drop my tablet, he starts good for about 10 plays. And then it goes to shit. It went to shit last week. It went to shit this week. Now, I don't know. It wasn't bad. Caleb threw like 1 pick. I don't know what he was throwing at. He got sacked. I think he got sacked once. I don't know what Ben Johnson is calling. I don't know what he wants to do. I don't know what he's trying to do. Last week I had an idea. This week I don't know now. And then defensively, Jared Goff threw 5 touchdowns. 5. They were running up the score at some point. At a certain point, they were running up the score now. Like, the man threw 5 touchdowns. Like, Bears couldn't do anything. I don't believe there was a sack today at all. Let me see. Chicago defense. I'm looking at my tablet now. Not a sack. And about, as a team, 4 tackles for loss. No sacks. 64 total tackles. 4 tackles for loss. And it wasn't really, and like Caleb didn't get sacked either. I just didn't know where he was throwing at. I just didn't know what he was doing. This is my issue, and this is just going to be a rant. I'm going to go into like the game real quick. All right, Caleb Williams, 19 of 30, 207 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Tyson Bagent, 2 of 3, 27 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Rushing, DeAndre Swift, 12 carries, 63 yards, 1 touchdown. Kyle, I'm going to say his name wrong, Monagwai, 7 carries, 28 yards. Caleb Williams, 5 carries, 27 yards. Omala Zacharias, 1 carry, 9 yards. Tyson Bagent, 2 carries, 7 yards. Jared Goff, 5 touchdowns, 23 of 28, 334 yards. Jahani Gibbs, 12 carries, 94 yards. David Montgomery, 11 carries, 57 yards. Both of them had touchdowns. And that's all of note, really. And then Amon-Ra St. Brown, 9 receptions, 115 yards. Jamison Williams, 2 receptions, 108 yards. And Isaac St. Brown had 3 touchdowns. Jamison Williams had 1 touchdown. And then Brock Wright, 3 receptions, 1 touchdown. And then Isaac Slay had 1 reception, 29 yards. And their catch was nuts. So, yeah. The rest of this is probably going to be a rant because I don't know what the hell they doing. I don't know what... I took a season off of doing this. When I came back to Dallas, That wasn't the plan, but I just didn't have a good setup to like watch or listen to the games. So I took a season off. The season I took off of doing the show was Matt Nagy's last season in Justin Fields' rookie year. I genuinely, after watching Matt Nagy, and I'm bringing Matt Nagy into this for a specific reason, I genuinely didn't like him as a play caller and didn't like him as a head coach, because I don't think he understood. Like, I don't think he was the mastermind of that Kansas City offense, and it showed. Andy Reid was. So he was trying to do what Andy Reid did with Patrick Mahomes, with Mitch Trubisky and Justin Fields, and it wasn't working. And the quarterbacks that he wanted to put in there, they couldn't block anything. And I have a saying now. There are coaches. If you're are you a football coach, or are you a coordinator masquerading as football coach? There are a bunch of offense coordinators that are masquerading as football coaches. And then when they get put back in offense coordinator position, then they flourish. Cliff Kingsbury is the best example of that. And Cliff Kingsbury and Matt Nagy are the best examples of that. I don't want Ben Johnson to become the next version of this. I don't know what the hell he's doing. I don't know what he's coaching. I don't know. Caleb Williams, to me, he can't throw a deep ball to save his life. He's not accurate. Him and DJ Moore have zero chemistry at all. Him and Rome Odunze have chemistry, but you can only do like mid-range passes with him. I know that Cowboys are gonna have a field day next week, because they won a shootout against the Giants, and the Giants were thought of to be dead. And I'm going to watch the Cowboy game again in full, because I didn't see the whole thing. I'm going to watch it again, like, because I have NFL Plus, so I'll watch it. I'll watch the the replay. But one of the reasons that Russ Wilson was able to do what he was able to do was he was able to throw the ball deep. Caleb can't do that. Caleb's deep ball is inconsistent. He can do it. He has an arm, but he's inconsistent. He overthrows people. So the best way Caleb Williams can actually play consistently is mid-range and like short range passes and yards after catch. You're not going to be able to win like that. They have called 2 games where basically the first 10 to 15 plays are scripted. Caleb does really well by throwing the mid-range and the short-range passes, and then he doesn't know what to do after that. And Ben Johnson, for some reason, they get lost, and it doesn't help that this defense, and this is where I never had a problem with Eberflus. Quite honestly, you could have kept Eberflus. If this is what we're going to do, you could have kept Eberflus and then developed Thomas Brown and developed some offensive coordinator talent there. Because right now, the defense can't do anything. And, oh, by the way, Eberflus is the defense coordinator of Dallas, and they're not awesome, but part of that is Micah Parsons is gone. I feel like with the experience of coaching Caleb Williams and knowing what he can do, and kind of holding, because remember, in Thanksgiving game, they didn't lose because Detroit blew them out. They lost because Eberflus had bad coaching decisions. But as a coordinator, I'm pretty sure he can dial up some stuff to make sure that Caleb gets frustrated. Because all you got to do is have a little bit of pressure on that dude, and he doesn't know what to do, man. And I don't know. I feel like this could be a Matt Nagy type of situation, and I don't want it to be. And I feel like they keep hiring these dudes that have no experience as a head coach. And this is like their first head coaching position, and it doesn't work. And then the guy that the offensive coordinator for Detroit, because Dan Campbell isn't the offensive mind here. The offensive coordinator for Detroit was Ben Johnson. His assistant, his best assistant, went to the Jets. The second best assistant, and because last week people were saying, Stephen A. Smith said Dan Campbell picked the wrong dude of the two of them. And that dude called a game where Jared Goff threw 5 touchdowns and they put up a 50 burger on the Bears. 52 points. And all they could do is muster 14 points. Like, that's it, man. I'm not about to get real deep with stuff. They got their ass kicked. And they probably going to get their ass kicked again next week. And I hate that because I'm down here in Dallas and I got to deal with the nonsense if that happens. Because I don't know what they want to do. I don't know what Caleb Williams cannot throw the deep ball at all. He can't. But they can't call the offense to where he can actually do something. And then I got to watch other teams. I got to watch the former quarterback that they ran out of here. They did bogus, then they ran out of here. I got to watch him succeed in New York. Whereas Caleb Williams is still trying to figure it out. And we got a dude that really, this is his first coaching job. And it seems like the offense has got, like his scheme has lessened. Partially, and side note, we literally, because I said last week, I'm going to give maybe this game is going to be a better barometer of what Ben Johnson and his offense with the Bears is going to be, because Brian Flores he blitzes everybody, right? And quite honestly, Detroit was blitzing everybody toward the end too. Once they had a lead and once they knew everybody was taken care of, like the game was taken care of. Then it was, we're having fun now. So, and Caleb had a little bit more time, but still he just wasn't good. And the game that was called offensively wasn't good. So, that's it, man. I'm done ranting about this. This game sucked. And next week is going to piss me off, because I know next week is going to be a problem too. I'm still gonna watch, still gonna do a show, still gonna give you my thoughts on the game. But yeah, man, this was. I'm sitting in the bar, and I'm like, this is stupid. And meanwhile, I'm glancing over at the Cowboys, and the Cowboys are having a fucking classic. But anyway, I will see y'all next week, and hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully the Bears will figure it out and be competent offensively for once. And maybe they'll at least be competitive, or maybe they'll win. I don't know. The Cowboys are only 1-1. The Bears are 0-2. And I hope this does not become we don't become a get-right team for people. Because there's still a question mark on what the Cowboys can actually be. And I'm hoping that it doesn't become we can put 40 or better on the Bears to get right, because I fear that we might be that team this season. Anyway, push a wild black out. Later.